Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and today I'm going to be talking about Demitri Maximov from the Darkstalker series. Now, Demitri is an ancient vampire that resided within Makai, the demon home realm of the Darkstalkers universe. He was an ancient and very powerful individual, which means that he did have the title of a noble, so as such he was respected by his peers. But in saying that, Demitri had a thirst for power, one that couldn't be quenched, as he sat on the sidelines watching the overlord at the time, Belial, control Makai. So he would face Belial in one-on-one combat with the hopes of taking the title of Overlord away from the demon, but he was unsuccessful, and by the end of the battle, Demitri lost a lot of credibility among the nobles. Not only was he stripped of his noble title, but he was so severely weakened by his battle with Belial that he was in fact cast out of the Makai realm, forcing him to live on the human plane of existence. Now, to many members of the Makai realm, this could be somewhat considered as a death sentence, as the members of the Makai realm are in fact very sensitive to sunlight. But Demitri was a very smart individual. You see, when he was cast out from Makai, he teleported his fortress with him and resided within his coffin for the next 50 or so years, as he needed to recover properly from his battle with Belial. Now, as Demitri started to recover, he would create an invisible shield that would cover his body. He made this in order to keep him safe from any form of sunlight, allowing him to walk around the mortal realm, but only on cloudy days, as direct sunlight would most likely kill him. Now, as time passed by, raiders, thieves and smugglers would catch word of his castle, and there was a rumor that was passed around that it held ancient treasures. Of course, this was a trap, so anyone who actually did walk into his castle expecting to find these priceless items would either become a meal to him or a servant, and 9 times out of 10 it was a meal, since Demitri absolutely adored the taste of blood, referring to it as the finest form of wine. Now, about a century or so later, Demitri had properly recovered his strength and was possibly even stronger than when he had fought Belial, as the human lives he had were an amazing form of sustenance to him. So he began to plot and plan his return back to Makai so that he could finally dethrone Belial. Now, here are where things kind of clash. As you see, the first iteration of Darkstalkers is Demitri setting up a tournament to find out the true ruler of Makai, whereas the second iteration is that Earth is being attacked by Pyron and the only beings to stand up against him are in fact the Darkstalkers. So continuity wise, it's very flimsy, but it does seem like they lean more towards Pyron, as by the time Darkstalkers 2 rolls around, there isn't some new ruler of Makai via tournament. Now, when Demitri returns back to Makai, he's extremely surprised to hear of Belial's death. But seeing as this had happened, this had interested him more, as when he left, Belial didn't have anyone that would inherit his name. So he was surprised to hear that he had adopted an heir, a succubus by the name of Morrigan. Now, Demitri would focus his fury against her, because although he had no quarrel with her, she was more or less Belial's daughter. So in his eyes, she would carry the sins of her father, and her being the current ruler of Makai was the icing on the cake for him. Now, although Morrigan wasn't really interested in governing Makai, she wouldn't allow her title to pass over to someone like Demitri, so the two would battle each other. But before a victor could be made, they were pulled into this demonic red realm. You see, as they were battling, an elder by the name of Jeddah would attempt to create a new Makai, so he would transport all of the Darkstalkers into this world so he could use their souls to feed the Majigan. So because of this, their battle was put on the back burner. Now, Dimitri's fate in this game is very vague and somewhat unknown. As you see, this game was never really given a proper conclusion due to Capcom discontinuing the series, so even the victor of Darkstalkers 3 is vague at best. But in numerous Capcom crossover games, it's heavily implied that Morrigan was in fact able to defeat Jeddah. But what of Demitri? Well, although this isn't solid in stone, it's widely believed that Demitri was defeated and killed by Jeddah, because on the Vampire Savior soundtrack, you can actually hear the battle between the two, for which Jeddah seemingly kills him. So yeah guys, that's unfortunately it for this video. Now, I really enjoyed putting this together, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite sad that Capcom didn't continue the Darkstalkers series and give it any form of proper closure, as the characters in this universe are very interesting, and Dimitri's a pretty badass villain if you ask me. So here's a pretty interesting question for you all. If they were to make another Darkstalkers game, would you want it to be a reboot or a sequel to continue the story? As I am very interested. And just a heads up, tomorrow I'll be making a Soul Calibur video talking about whether or not the next game should either be a sequel or a reboot. So if you are interested in that, please do keep an eye out for it. And since you guys actually really do enjoy the Darkstalkers stuff, it's gonna become a regular thing for the channel. So that means go nuts down in the comments below about who I should talk about next. Now, before this video wraps up guys, if possible, let's try getting it to about 500 likes. It's a great way of supporting this channel, as YouTube's ad system is broken as hell, seeing as it's demonetized 2 of my videos in the last week, so please do give this video a lot of support as it will help me out a lot. And if you'd like to go the extra step, we also have a Patreon set up, so all support there is deeply appreciated. Now as always guys, please comment, like, subscribe and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care and I'll see you all next time.